Hey besties, can you tell that I did my makeup today? Like I did. I tried to curl my lashes and then I put on some lipstick and look at that glow there. Why? Because the men are watching. JK, guys, please deconstruct male gaze right now. No, I did it because I got my nails done yesterday. This red color, and I don't know if I love it. So, hear me out. What happened is, oh my god, every time I try to film a video, my sister starts sending messages, and that is not okay. Okay, what was I gonna say? Yes, I went to get my nails done yesterday. At this is the first time I ever got my nails done at this salon called U Nails and Lashes. And I wanted these jelly nails. You can search them up if you want. They're just called jelly nails, which is why I wanted to get this red color. But they didn't do the jelly for me, so it's just bold red. And I feel like it's very bold, especially because my lips are very light in the first place, which is why I try to put on this red lipstick. But low-key kind of looks like I stole my mother's makeup. Well, you're just gonna have to deal with that because I really tried to make this red nail situation look good. But we're not sure if that really turned out. Okay, anyway, I'm so excited about this video. I already talked about it yesterday because I'm so excited about this episode because I think it's genuinely like a really relevant topic, firstly, but it's also kind of funny at the same time. And firstly, if you clicked on this episode to get like some very like scientific, like very detailed, like very information heavy kind of episode, yeah, this is not the episode. Like, you can go search online for like the whole like period cycle. Like, I'm literally telling you the bare basics and the practicalities of how to be a supportive male figure when a female friend, lover, family member is going through a period. Like, this is just the practicalities from a pure feminine perspective. Um, and also, I was looking at my channel demographics and I'm like, wait, guys, 65% of you guys are female, which makes sense because I'm female. But, and 30% of you guys are men. So let's see if we can like change that number through this one video. But anyway, you might be wondering, firstly, what is a period? Let's answer that bare minimum question. Honestly, I don't know what most men know, so I'm just gonna go from the start. Essentially, starting from around, like, for me, I was in grade 6 when I got my first period. So that was 6 years ago. So I was 11 when I got my first period, but this age varies for girls. So I don't know if there's been a study on like how they determine like when you get your period, but depending on that, like it would like defer for everybody, but you start around that age, like when you're going through puberty, and then you every month or so, but it's very fluctuant. Like, sometimes it doesn't come for me every month. So I don't know, but it's supposed to come every month at a specific week. So it used to always happen at the end of the month for me, but now it's happening at the beginning of the month, and it changes. But it's supposed to happen 1 week ish during a month. You just literally start bleeding from your butthole. um, and what was I gonna say? I was gonna say like it's what I mean by 1 week. Some people's it's much longer, and then some people's is much shorter. I think I'm on the shorter end of the spectrum. Like, my period lasts about 4 days, but I know my sister, on the other hand, her period lasts like 1.5 weeks. So it really depends on the person. And we wear pads. I honestly should have brought an example, but essentially it's like a sticker that is like that adds an additional layer of, I don't know if it's foam, but it's kind of like an additional padding on your underwear to protect like the blood from going onto your clothes. And some people also wear tampons, which are like more specifically for water. You literally just stick it up your thing. And I have never worn a tampon before because I'm scared to do it, because I feel like there's been news articles saying that like if you wear it for too long, then some, oh, sorry, like it's not good for your body and all that stuff. So I've never worn one, but those are typically the main two options. I know there are other stuff like if you want more like reusable options, there's like like cups that people use, but that's like the bare basics that I guess you should know. Mainly that it comes every month and it's very uncomfortable because think about it. A woman literally has to go like it okay, you don't really feel the blood coming down your body unless it's like really really like a lot, but every time you go to the washroom essentially you have to go change that pad, which is quite disgusting because there's just like a bunch of blood on it, especially if you are like one of those heavy people who get not heavy people but like you just get a lot of blood. um and sometimes you have to like even remind yourself to like go and change this pad because you can feel like that huge loft of blood under your booty. And it's just very uncomfortable, at least for me. Like having to imagine you have to stick a sticker onto your underwear. It's not the most pleasant experience having to walk around like that. And sometimes you even do like physical activity in that, and it's just not the best time of the month. And I'll be talking about more symptoms throughout this video and how you can be a supportive male figure in someone's life when they have a period, because I think many people would appreciate that, which is why I'm creating this video. So, some of the common symptoms, and please, if I don't say the symptom that you have, leave it down below and let people know on how they can assist you with that. Because genuinely, I feel like because the only male person in my family is my dad, and everyone else in my family currently has a period. Actually, my mom no longer has her period, but when all four of us did have our period, like, not to call my dad out or anything, he's an incredible father, but like sometimes he would just not recognize that. Because one of my symptoms is that my emotions fluctuate so much during my period, and like I would tell him that, and he would just like brush it off and be like, oh well, you girls just have periods, and like if men were like that then we wouldn't get that treatment. And I'm just like, bro, you gotta be more understanding. Like I swear, like men need to be more understanding that we girlies get periods. Not to be like a huge feminist or something, but like I am a feminist, but like you just gotta be more considerate and understanding because you've never gone through this literal every single month going through the pain of bleeding from your butthole. Like, what was I gonna say? Yeah. So, oh my god, can I tell you guys a very embarrassing story of how one time? So, like, and another, yeah. So, the thing is, you keep on bleeding, right? But you don't really feel it. And so, like, you gotta remind yourself every so often that you need to freaking change that pad. And sometimes you actually forget. And what happens is you bleed onto your pants and sometimes even the chairs that you sit on. Like, I remember one time I was sitting for a math test, totally forgot that I was having my period because I don't get stomach cramps. Some people do, but I don't get stomach cramps. Forgot that I had a period, and I'm grateful that I don't get stomach cramps. And it was kind of embarrassing because there was a male classmate there, and I was trying to wipe the blood off the chair. Yeah, he pretended as if he didn't see what was happening. And then one time I was wearing gray pants, and I forgot to change my pad, and the blood transferred to my gray pants. Yeah, not very the most pleasant experiences. So now let's get into the juicy part. What do you do when you sorry. Okay. What do you do when you see a person? Well, you can't really see if they have a period. And a person tells you, these are some of the symptoms I get when I get a period. And how do you be a supportive person and recognize that females get period and it's a painful process? Okay, sorry. Firstly, what I experience the most, so I'm gonna share that experience first, is I get a lot of emotional fluctuations. Like essentially, like I'm happy 1 second and the next moment, like I'm crying, I'm in tears, I want to end my life. Like it's really crazy. Um, like I remember one time during my period, I was in CS club, computer science, not club, class, and my code did not work, and my teacher was coming around to test it, and my code did not work, but like the moment I tested it before, it was working perfectly fine. And then I literally started bawling in front of him because I'm like, my code was working perfectly fine, but now it no longer works fine. Like, it was generally not his fault. He didn't do anything wrong. He was a very nice computer science teacher from the time that I had him. But I literally just started crying. So, here are the things I would recommend to do if I started crying in front of you during my period. Firstly, just try to be more considerate that the fact that I have a period. Like, I won't tell you like I'm crying because I have a period. Yeah, just like ask me like, Miranda, are you on your period? And I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm on my period. That's why I'm really sad. So just like try to be like more considerate and understanding. If you know that person has a period, or just ask them if they have their period. It might just be true, or it might just be a funny question to ask, I guess. Um, and like try to remind the person that they might just be really sad because they are on their period, and it might not be like a really sad situation. Yeah. That's what I would do, and like try to calm the person down, like remind them it's just emotional fluctuation and symptoms of having a period. Next, and I think this is the most common, is having stomach cramps. My sister gets this a lot. My mom also gets it a lot, and I just hear this from a bunch of other classmates. I know some people's is more subtle. I actually kind of get it sometimes as well, but mine are like more subtle and for longer periods of time. It just feels like I ate something that is not good for my stomach, like I drank too much dairy or something. But some people's are a lot more intense. My thing, okay, so if a girl tells you this, like you could try to like is this a period, is this not a period, try to like guesstimate. And if you don't want to guesstimate, just ask them, is this a period, is this a period symptom? And what I would do is this: water tubbies. Obviously if this is not in your accessibility range, like if you can't get one of these, then this probably not, but this is my go-to. It's basically just a jug of water, and you just put it in the microwave for a bit, and it just warms it up. I don't know if it's called hot water tubbies, but I call it a hot water tubby. So that's what I'm going to call it. There's also like another one that I have, which is like a sandbag, and you can also microwave it, but I don't find it as effective. The water heats up much faster and it's a lot more warmer. And you just put it on the stomach and it just feels really good. Um, What's more accessible, I think, is warm drinks. So if you are near any kitchen area, or like if you could purchase a tea, like those are great options, and those are really soothing as well. And then also just understand, I kind of thought of this on the spot, but if this woman has a period, or this girl has a period, is on her period, um, be careful with water activities. Like I really hate doing water activities during my period. Like one time I went tubing on my freaking period. It was not the greatest experience, especially because I didn't want to wear a tampon. So just like be careful, be considerate if they have a period that day. And also there's also a lot of experience of fatigue. So like especially if you're in a work environment and you know your female colleague is having a period, try to be also considerate of that. I'm not saying that you just like don't give them any work and just tell them to lie at their desk. But just be considerate of like this person has a period and like they might be going through stuff. That goes with all humans, by the way. But just recognize that females get periods. I think the greatest thing is just recognizing that yes, females, we do go through a period, and it is a painful and a hard time. Um and just like being a compassionate human being, being empathetic, and like educating yourself, like watching this incredible video. Um a fun fact about periods is that, I don't know if men know this, but I feel like it's a fun fact. Is that especially if you're around certain people, your period Bluetooths. Um, yeah, I just want to tell you that. Like, I know people, like, I used to start my period, always started at the end of the month because all my friends' periods started at the end of the month. But starting summer, I started Bluetoothing with my sister. It's kind of crazy. And I feel like also when you take flights, go on flights and like travel, my period also kind of changes. But yeah, thank you. Hope you found that video helpful, man. Ain't I so supportive?